in the godown. And behind it was my grandmother's wedding invitations. This is the. He is my grandfather.
Oh.
Great grandfather.
Wow.
He was the first person to come to India. Not India, Calcutta.
Calcutta.
From Navsari again.
Wow.
And when he came, he was the manager of our Dharamsala.
Oh, wow. Manojji Rustam.
Yeah, so he was manager of our Dharamsala, the first person to come.
मोहनी मूरत पे तन मनवारू मोहनी मूरत पे तन मनवारू वारू वारू हा 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 मोहनी मूरत पे तन मनवारू पिया 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 दिन रात पुकारू पुकारू मतवाले 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 मुरली की धुन पे मतवाले मुरली की धुन पे राजा और भिखारी है मतवाले मुरली की धुन पे राजा और भिखारी है हर ओर यही है जो क्या मैं मुरली का मुरारी है मन के बिहारी
Let me know when you're ready. Then I'm
Okay, I'm Samana Mehta Vyas.
Jasmine Makujina.
Okay.
I'm 16 years old. I'm from Calcutta and I'm Parsi.
I was born in Bombay actually, but I've grown up in Calcutta. I spent the first 21 years of my life in Calcutta. Loved it completely.
How important is the community or how important is the religion to you, considering the fact that you are a 50% Hindu and a 50% Muslim?
Ever since I was a baby, I grew up with the community. As like the day after I was born, everyone just started coming in and meeting me. And there's this club called the Calcutta Parsi Club. I grew up there, and the community is just so small, which is not necessarily a good thing, but it's just beautiful to be with such a tight-knit group of people because everyone knows everyone.
School was in Cal. I went to a school which was had a healthy mix of Marwaris and Bengalis, modern high school, which everyone in Cal would know. And I mean, it was good. I look back and think, I think in school we were not very aware of all of this. Like, I mean, we knew someone was Marwari, we knew someone was Bengali, probably 1-2 Parsis scattered here and there, very few, probably 3 or 4 in school while I was like passing out, you know, in different batches.
Okay.
Come, tell me what you.
So, ma'am, please introduce yourself.
Tell me exactly what. Hello, I'm Prochi Mehta. I've been born and brought up in Calcutta. So I'm Bengali. Before I'm a Parsi, and I'm an Indian. I was born in Park Circus area. My parents lived in a small flat, a 2-room flat where we were brought up. My father and mother started a business over there. Sorry. And my dad was the managing director and my mom was his assistant. And they had only one mode of transport, and that was the cycle. And dad was the managing director and the peon and whatever it was that was required. So that's how we started off.
Okay.
It was just a small family. Then we shifted to Theatre Road, and finally we shifted to Alipo, and then we are here over here in William Park. Parsis did not have any surnames in the beginning. It was the father's name and the first name. and the next generation would take the first name and the father's name. So if it was Rustamji Banaji, the next person would be Banaji Rustamji, and then the next one again will become Rustamji Banaji. So if you go to trace the family history, you get totally confused unless you have dates. Okay, which is what I found when I was writing my book, because the names keep repeating themselves. Then when the British came, they insisted that we have a surname. So what we did is that whatever profession we were having, so we took that surname, or whichever place we had come from. Okay, so like Cyrus Brocha is there. His family has come from Bharuch, so they were called Brocha. Okay, then you have the title of Mehta, that is the accountant. Then you have Saklat Wala. You know how that came about? That was sack cloth. They dealt in sack cloth, so it became Saklat Wala. Then that time they used to collect the caps of the bottles. So bottle opener wala. Then you let's say the other son is a Khambata. You come from Khambat. Then what should I say? Batliwala. That was the ones who collected the bottles. You got the So this is how the surnames came. Whatever profession we were doing, doctor, lawyer, these are all Parsi surnames. Why? Because that was their profession.
Calcutta, so that I can look back and see it whenever I want. You can see the first Howrah Bridge here, and it's sort of a view from across the Ganga. So that's the river. As a kid, I think sometimes, occasionally, we went for a boat ride here, and I just loved it. It was fascinating. So it kind of feels nice. Sometimes I'm sitting in this chair and I'm like just looking at the view and thinking of a lazy Sunday evening when our dad sort of took us, and somehow maybe we convinced him that this is what we want to do, or convinced him that we want to drive across the Howrah Bridge because, oh, that was so exciting. So yeah, and yeah, I didn't tell you, Maidan was another place that I love. So if you want to talk about places that like I think about fondly, Nahum's Flurries, though now Flurries, sorry, but like the Flurries of old, the Maidan, walking inside Victoria Memorial Grounds, my school, St. Xavier's College, Park Street, and a lot of drunken things done on Park Street. So yeah, I think those are things that I like. Those that is Cal. I remember and look back, and sort of sometimes when you close your eyes, that's what you see and remember.
Yeah, we do everything together, like I said. So there are these ceremonies called jashans. It's like a blessing sort of thing. So the whole community gets together and we do everything together, basically, while we can. There's a but. There's a restriction for the fire temple especially.
Through the lens of your religion.
See, for me, I am a 50% Parsi, 50% Brahmin / Hindu. And the problem with that is my mother is the Parsi, not my father. So I can't go to the fire temple.
You can't go to the Agyari.
I can't go to the Agyari. I haven't been to the Agyari since I was about 2 or 3 years old. So that's the restriction I was talking about. I went once for a Calcutta walk, a religious Calcutta walk. So you go to all these religious places around the city, and we went to the Agyari. And that was the first time I went in over a decade, and it was nostalgic. It was pretty sad actually. I got a little emotional, you know. There's this common area when anyone can go, but then there's the actual Agyari, and they didn't know I was Parsi. They thought I was just like a tourist. So when I tried to go, and they were like, no. And that was a bit like, why? Is it necessary? It doesn't make that much of a difference. It's not written in the gathas or anything that since my mother is a Parsi and not my father, I can't go.
क्या नाम है आपका भैया?
मोहम्मद जमील।
मोहम्मद जमील, कहाँ से आप? कलकत्ते से ही?
हम बिहार के रहने वाले हैं।
अरे वाह। तो 40 साल से इस जगह को आप घर बुलाते हैं?
40 साल नहीं है, 20-22 बरस हुआ है।
20-22 बरस। तो 2000 सन 2000 के बाद कि 2000 के पहले?
2000, 2000 में।
2000 में। कैसा लगता है इधर?
कैसा लगेगा? लगेगा ठीक लगा तभी तो इतना दिन गुजारा।
तो आपने देखा है अंदर से कैसा दिखता है? कैसा है वो? लकड़ी का बना है क्या?
यहाँ में लकड़ी पे ही जलता है।
आपने देखा है क्या वो आग?
लकड़ी के जला के रखता है।
अच्छा। कितने पारसी बचे होंगे कलकत्ता में अब?
अभी 300 350 बोलता है।
300 350। आपको पता है सब 60 साल के ऊपर हैं, 250 लोग।
हाँ, ज़्यादातर लोग में उम्र ज़्यादा है।
धन्यवाद मोहम्मद जी, थैंक यू। Do you think the community is patriarchal, very staunchly, very patriarchal?
Not all of us. Some people.
Some people.
I mean, that's everywhere.
Every community.
That's everywhere. But yeah.
Satya vachan. Okay.
Yes, Didiya. So you should read this book. Let me give it to you. I'll be coming to college in October. So please give it back to me then. But I will give you this. It's about it's more Iranian than there's nothing to do with Parsis, but it's a lot to do with Zoroastrianism. So you can read that. So logically, if I think home is now Bombay, but a huge part of nostalgia, a huge part of who I am is Calcutta. My childhood, I obviously introduce myself. I still don't introduce myself as someone who's from Bombay. I say, oh, I'm from Calcutta. If I spot a fellow Calcuttan or a Bengali, I'm going to start talking in Bengali just like because I miss it. So I think I'm a Calcuttan first before anything else, before being Parsi, before being this thing. But having said that, however much I love Calcutta, the Calcutta I grew up in, I realize is a lot of nostalgia. Is it, honestly speaking, a space where you can have a great career and sort of this thing? No, I think it's a great place. Again, my opinion, people might hit on me for this, but I think it's a great place for kids to grow up and it's a great place to retire in. But is it a place for youngsters, and is it a place for people who are middle aged and need to sort of figure out their careers? I feel unfortunately no, especially certain careers like media, which is where I am.
Isn't it a bigger community there in Bombay?
It's a much bigger community over there, but it's not close as a community in Calcutta. Calcutta, we are now less than 300.
Oh.
How much? 200? Yeah, no, 360, not less than 360. It's a very close knit. Everybody knows everybody over here, and when you celebrate, everybody comes. So we are now with say I think 360, out of which 220 are over the age of 60. So if we have a community function, out of that 360, 250 people land up. The others don't come most probably because they can't go out. They're so old. So that is the situation.
Okay.
We are a much closer community over here. But we mix with everyone. We don't say that, oh, I don't know. We are first and foremost Bengalis, then Indians.
Exactly.
And then we follow whatever religion we follow.
Thing, but I still remember in Calcutta, because you're fair and you sort of stand out, people ask you, are you Indian? Like I used to get that a bit growing up, and it used to annoy the bejesus out of me. Like I would use stronger language, but you're rolling. So yeah, like I'd be yes, I'm Indian, what do you mean? Like, so I've also had in some cases where you visited like government monuments, and they've asked for a Indian identity. And not in Calcutta, I'm talking about like more the probably a little more remoter corners of India. So that used to annoy the shit out of me. But yeah, so definitely from that I've learned that I'm definitely Indian. Well, like probably Calcuttan first and then Indian, and definitely Parsi is a part of my identity. But yeah, being Parsi is being Indian, because just being a Zoroastrian, at least in my understanding, following the Zoroastrian religion just doesn't make you Parsi. It's because of your whole sort of experience, and because generations before you have lived in India, you completely changed. Our wedding customs are different, our food is different, the way we dress is different, and it all comes from staying in India, and being Indian. So definitely we became Parsis after coming to India, is my reading. People would kill me, maybe they wouldn't.
Wonderful.
That's what we have to look at.
Any closing remarks? Any closing message?
If you're Parsi, you should hold that quality in you and cherish it with everything you have, because it's unique, it's different, and it's a gift. And also, please stop the sexism, it's not worth it.
Again, very personal, but I would say that while definitely be proud of your religion, don't let it be the only thing that defines you, or let it be something that divides, or be like, oh, you can't do this or come here because it's a different religion. So definitely be proud of your culture, make sure it stays alive. But just if you marry someone else doesn't mean you're diluting your culture or your identity. I think you're just making it stronger, and you're letting more people get exposed to it, which is only good. So I mean, again, very personal, but that's what I feel, and India needs that at this point of time. I just do think that as a country we are probably, I mean, maybe it was just me as a child and not so aware, but I just felt that we were a friendlier society when I was younger, and now probably we are more divided as of now. So, yeah, that's.
I hope the community will survive in India. We are a dying community, you know that. The last census of India, 2011, we were 57,000, reducing at 10% every decade. So now, by now, we must be around 45,000. Maybe less, maybe more, I don't know. We are left at that stage that we don't know who is a Parsi, but we know who is a Zoroastrian. Zoroastrian is one who has been initiated into the religion. So this who is a Parsi is still a dilemma.
Thank you. Anything else you need? You want some shots or something?
Yes, I might need the.
Yeah. Oh, that's Calcutta, by the way. If you see.
Cool. Wonderful.
Thanks. If you want to take a picture of that family tree, you
Yeah,
can take it.
definitely, I'll do that. Thank you so much.
Welcome, welcome.
सुनो जी प्यारी कोयलिया बोले मस्त जवानी डोले सुनो जी प्यारी कोयलिया बोले मस्त जवानी डोले सुनो जी प्यारी कोयलिया बोले खुशियों के दिन अब आए खुश हो लो
क्या क्या है संदेशा लाए कुछ बोलो
खुशियों के दिन अब आए खुश हो लो
क्या क्या है संदेशा लाए कुछ बोलो
दिल दिल के घूंघट खोले कोयलिया बोले मस्त जवानी डोले सुनो जी
प्यारी कोयलिया बोले
मस्त जवानी डोले
सुनो जी प्यारी कोयलिया बोले
Thank you.